Okay, hello everybody. Hello and welcome to the stream. Today is a combination of the conclusion of Shovel Knight as well as another test of my new streaming / capturing setup. Okay. So welcome to the stream, and I apologize. We will be, obviously, it's going to have a little bit of setup here. It's going to start a little bit later. But that's okay, because I think I only got about, 2 more bosses in Shovel Knight, and then we may be near the end of it anyway, so I may end up beating this game quickly on stream today. We'll have to see. Okay? So, welcome to the stream. And, so here's the deal. For those of you who have not been following along this past weekend, which is very understandable with the World Cup, with Evo, with everything that was going on. A lot of people were busy elsewhere. You don't know what's happening with me and my stuff. So here's the deal. Here's what's going on. I received my brand new gaming PC on Friday, and I decided I was going to basically spend a lot of time on Saturday hooking it up and getting it working. And then yesterday, I basically started using a new streaming and capture program called OBS because it is compatible with my new capture device, which is the AverMedia Extreme Cap U3. It's an external capture device using USB 3.0, and I decided to use this because it does 1080p quality video and 60 frames per second streaming. So if you're actually watching this on Twitch right now, okay, you are watching a 60 frames per second stream of the Wii U desktop, per se, if you're watching it on source quality. You can only see the 60 frames per second if you watch on source quality, by the way. If you're watching on standard quality, the 60 frames per second doesn't work. Anything but source, any of the lower qualities, you won't see it. So just to explain to you guys how that works. I am streaming at about 5,000 kilobytes per second. So it varies, it fluctuates between, say, the high 4,000s and the mid 5,000s as it streams. So some people's internet can handle it, some people's internet can't. And what we found over this past weekend was that some people had amazing, oh, no problems. As long as I don't use wireless and I have a direct Ethernet connection to my computer, I'm seeing an amazing 60 frames per second stream. I love it. Other people were basically like, well, it looks like shit to me. And the answer is because, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but internet in this day and age is not up to par. And this is what I said last year when the Xbox One was announced that it was going to be an online-only, always online console. I said, do you realize how stupid you are, that you obviously did absolutely no fucking market research to find out that there's a lot of people worldwide who do not have good internet. And these are your customer base who you're now isolating, making a console that's always online and that requires, amazingly godlike internet. It makes no sense. And, of course, eventually all those things were taken away out of the Xbox One. But the good news here is that even if you don't have great internet, you can still watch on a lower quality here on stream, and you should be alright. Now the bummer here, really when you think about it, is that YouTube doesn't support 60 frames per second yet. They made this big announcement a couple weeks back that they would, but they don't yet. And I know this for a fact because I recorded a set of Street Fighter 4 gameplay yesterday, and it does not show up in 60 frames per second on YouTube. And, it is what it is. I can't help that, you know what I mean? It's just that YouTube they claim they're going to add something, but they don't put any fucking date on it, and who knows when it's actually going to go live. So, that's the deal right now. Right now I'm using a totally new setup, and I'm trying to learn it. I'm trying to learn the ins and outs of this setup, and, there's going to be some hiccups along the way. So the first thing I want to warn everyone of is that I'm trying to get audio levels adjusted properly. And right now I have absolutely no idea if the audio level of the Wii U is correct. I have my volume maxed out, by the way. So if the volume level of the Wii U sounds really low on stream right now, which some people were saying, that means I'm just going to have to lower my microphone volume, and you guys are going to have to up your overall volume on the stream/video that you're watching, because I can't make the game volume any louder. Okay. So there you have it. That's one thing. Now the other thing, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out. Excuse me. I'm trying to figure out how to get videos to play here in OBS, and I did finally figure it out about half an hour before I started streaming. But the problem is, it seems that OBS, and here's the deal, because I want to get everyone caught up. OBS is called Open Broadcast Software. Now, previously to this, I used a program called XSplit, which was a program that was expensive, and you needed to purchase a subscription to use. Okay, it's a pay-for program. You pay for it, and then they constantly update it. Yada yada yada. OBS is not that like that. It's an open source free program, so anyone can write plugins for the thing. But that also means that there's absolutely nobody responsible to make sure that the thing works or that these plugins are reliable. You know what I mean? Because it's free. And so I'll be honest, a lot of people use OBS because it's free. Not because it's better than XSplit, not because of any kind of reason besides it's free. And the reason I'm using OBS is because this capture device that I'm using now to get the higher quality video does not work with XSplit. The guys at XSplit, for whatever reason, it's not compatible. It does kind of work sometimes, but not always. It seems to be completely random whether or not it feels like working or not. And so it was funny because on Saturday, I actually tested my new capture device in XSplit, and it worked all day. And then yesterday I went to do it, and it wouldn't work at all. And I said, I can't have that. I can't have it that one day my equipment works and the next day it doesn't. Enough is enough. I just have to draw the line. And I'm drawing the line at reliability. So I said, that's it for gameplay. What I'll probably do from now on is, for gameplay itself, I'll use OBS. For vlogging, so for example, for the weekend preview that I'm going to be doing later tonight, for Ask the King, which I'm going to be doing later this week, for the upcoming return of Smart Guys, right? For all those things, I think I'm still going to use XSplit. It makes sense. It's easier to use. XSplit was really designed not to be a gameplay broadcaster, but to actually be a pseudo television studio. That's actually correct. XSplit was meant to be so that you can create your own television program and go between different scenes and cut from camera 1 to camera 2. That's really what it was created for. And so that's really where it excels, is when you're doing vlogging style stuff and you want to have a nice scene set up with a border and different effects and stuff. It's really well done. But for other stuff like gaming, it really doesn't seem to do as well. And by the way, XSplit is a huge processor hog. Which, what I mean by that is, when you're streaming and or recording in XSplit, it completely decimates your processor of your PC. It really does. It hogs up the processor really badly. Versus OBS does not. But OBS, like I said, it's open source, it's user generated, and it's very unpolished. Let me put it that way. That's the best way to describe OBS. It's functional, but it's unpolished. So, perfect example here. When I started the stream today, I played the video of Shovel Knight. This was the commercial video that I had run on Friday when I played Shovel Knight, and it has the music and everything playing. Well, I adjusted it and I said, please loop this video and please play the music at 50% volume, because the music was very loud. Well, after looping once, it completely disassociates your changes. So it looped once at 50% volume, then played again at 100% volume, and everyone on the stream's ears were blown away. They're like, what the fuck, man? Why did it get so loud? I'm like, I'm sorry, this is OBS. I don't know what else to say. OBS, unfortunately, seems to not save settings when it comes to the video plugin. So what I'm going to have to do from now on is, when I'm playing a new game, I'm going to have to basically take the audio of the commercial and edit it to only 50% in my video editor. So that way it's not overly loud and blows people's ears out. Okay. So I don't know what else to do. You know, I'm going to have to learn. I'm going to have to learn how to use this program every day. I guarantee you, every day I'm going to learn a little bit more. Every day I'm going to make it a little bit better. And I mean, I'll be honest with everyone. It sucks because I'm basically starting from square one. You know, for a year, it's now what, July? So I started streaming in March of last year. So March, April, May, June, July. Almost a year and a half. I've been direct capturing and live streaming in XSplit. And I'll be honest, it took me quite a while to find kind of like the perfect setup in XSplit in order to be able to do the stuff that I wanted to do. And even though it took a while, it finally worked out, and I thought that I had like the perfected settings, right? But we had some issues. We had some artifacting, which is what I call pixelization in the direct capturing and the streaming, which is why I decided to upgrade my PC in the first place. It just wasn't up to snuff. The amount of memory that my PC had, it was maxing out the CPU trying to do certain games, and I said this isn't going to cut the mustard when it comes to, especially to the PS4 and Xbox One stuff that I wanted to do. It wasn't looking good. And so I decided that I would go ahead and get a new computer and upgrade stuff, and that's what I've done. But of course now, because I'm forced to use a new program, it's growing pains. I got to relearn everything again from scratch, and I do apologize for that, everyone. So what I'm basically telling you is for the next, probably month, if not longer, every day you might have something off. The audio may be off, the video may be off, this may be wonky, that may not be working properly, and I apologize for that because it is a time of transition. It is a time where I'm learning as much as you guys are enjoying watching the content. I'm learning how to do everything from scratch again. And so, someone just in the stream chat just said, oh, Phil, if you want to have that saved, you need to save it as a global source. I don't know what that means. I don't have a clue what that means. This is what I mean. This is the stuff I'm going to have to learn. I'm literally learning from square one. And so I'm sorry about that, and I'm sorry that the streams are taking a little bit longer to get started, and we're having some delays. It's basically because of that. Like, I was sitting here with OBS saying, okay, I gotta learn how to do this, how do I get this plugin to work, and I'm trying to do it, and it takes me, some extra time. I tried to do it last night. This is what a lot of people don't realize. I've been trying to figure this stuff out last night or at night before I go to bed, and it's keeping me up, like, super late. Like, not last night, but the night before, I shit you not, I was up till 7:30 a.m. my time. I got 4 hours of sleep that night. Well, I guess you should say that morning, because I was awake all that night, basically transferring all the files that I would need to continue my work from my old PC to the new PC. I actually upgraded my laptop and my other desktop PC, which is an Asus. I upgraded them over to the new operating system, Windows 8.1. They had previously only been on Windows 8. I installed all of the software that I need, like Dreamweaver, Photoshop, all the essentials to those two PCs so that they could also do the same stuff that I do on a daily basis. And it took me all night. And then people have the gall the next day when I start up to say, why didn't you start on time? You should have been running exactly when you said you were going to start, even though when you booted up your PC, your capture device decided to not work with XSplit for absolutely no reason. Screw you, Phil, for being late. And I'm like, I'm trying to put in the time. I'm trying to put in the time to get stuff working, to make stuff happen, right? But I'm sorry that it's not working out perfectly. That's not life. And that's what people seem to realize. Life is not perfect. In life, things don't always work the way you want them to. And you have to either adapt or perish, as they say. So either I adapt and I realize, okay, so streams are not going to start exactly every time that I want them to, but I'm going to keep working at it. I'm going to put in time and effort, and I'm going to try to make stuff work, nicely over time. Or I could just give up and flip out and say, fuck everything. But that's not the attitude I'm going to have, right? So, that's the deal, everyone. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to be playing Shovel Knight today on the first stream. And I mean, at least in my estimation, I did really good playing this game the other day. I didn't have many difficulties. And I mean, I did get challenged. It's challenging. I'm not gonna lie. It is an old school 2D platformer similar to Mega Man. That's the best comparison I can give it. But I'm enjoying it a ton. I'm really enjoying the retro vibe, and I really like the game a lot. But unfortunately, I hate to say this, really no one's watching it on YouTube. It seems that, and even the stream too. The stream the other day didn't do too well. It had about, we were in the 400s when it came to viewership. And it seems that one of two things, and I don't know which is the case, either number one, everyone already watched this game when it came out a week or two ago when I was, busy moving and I couldn't play it when it was brand new. Or number two, no one cares about retro gaming anymore. And I hate to say that because a couple of years ago I did a Mega Man marathon, then I did a Mega Man X marathon, and I enjoyed doing those. But it seems that that kind of is dead now. Like, this retro gaming, no one really gives a shit. And I hate that because, as you guys know, I love retro games. Last year I did a Summer of Retro marathon, where I played some of my favorite games of all time, including Earthbound, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Chrono Trigger, and I love doing it, but so many people complained, why is he playing this? I don't want to see this, I want new games. And I don't know, I don't get it. I don't understand the lack of appreciation for the classics, the games that created what we have today. That would be like saying, quite honestly, that would be like saying, I don't understand why anyone watches Citizen Kane. I just went to see Transformers: Age of Extinction, and that movie's amazing. It's way better than Citizen Kane. Why would anyone ever watch an old movie? To which I slap my forehead and I say, oh no. But anyway, I very much am liking Shovel Knight. And so therefore, even though no one's really watching it, I am going to continue to play it and hopefully beat it today. As long as it seems to be, which is there's like one or two more normal bosses left, probably a side stage here or there, and then the final castle, which, by the way, I'm sure is very challenging, because if it is emulating the Mega Man games, it probably means the final castle will have multiple stages, multiple bosses, and it'll be interesting to try to figure out how to get by it. Okay. I love reading stream chat sometimes, right? Because you get to, like, I'm here talking or whatever, and on the stream chat, no one cares about you, Phil. No one cares. It's some troll. It's like, so let me get this straight. No one cares about me, yet you're on my stream trolling. Like, what the fuck? So obviously you care or you wouldn't be here. It's just silly. Don't worry, I'm not discouraged. I'm not going to go on a rant. I just think it's fucking stupid. How? If you don't like someone, why are you bothering even watching their content or even trolling? Just go move on and do something else. No one cares. Well, obviously people care because you're here, dumbass. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But anyway, I digress. So we're going to be playing this for about probably 3.5 to 4 hours today on stream. Then I'm going to take a break, okay? Then we're going to come back later tonight, and I'm going to do the weekend preview. So that will be tonight, and I apologize, everyone, that I didn't get to do the weekend preview yesterday because I was very, very tired. After doing my first stream, which was a marathon of Ultra Street Fighter 4, which, by the way, would be uploading all week, and I apologize because I'm just now realizing I didn't actually have a chance to add those new videos to the playlist earlier today. They went live a couple hours ago, and I just didn't have a chance to add them to the playlist before I started streaming today. I forgot. I'll have to do that after today's stream, so I apologize for that. Yeah, those will be uploading all week. But after I did that stream yesterday, I went out to dinner, and then I also had some shopping to do. And by the time I got back, I was so freaking beat. And so that's going to be later tonight. There'll be the weekend preview, where I'll explain all the stuff I'm doing this week, which, by the way, there's some fun stuff. There's a new game coming out tomorrow on PC, which I hadn't even heard about until yesterday, and I looked into it, and it looks pretty good. I don't know if anyone's going to care about it, but there's really nothing going on this week. It's a pretty dead week with no new releases, really, retail-wise. So I figured this would be a perfect opportunity to be testing out stuff, and it is a PC game on Steam, so I said, hey, I'll try to record it, stream it, capture it in OBS, and we'll see what the quality is like, okay? And we got some more stuff later this week. We got Ask the King, and the continuation of a few different things. such as the return of UFC, which will also be tonight, by the way. After the weekend preview, there'll be a short stream of the return of UFC, but don't worry, I'll probably be playing that more later this week. It's just that I wanted to try to squeeze it in. I wanted to do it a couple days ago, but didn't have a chance because my PC showed up, and just different things are kind of interjecting themselves in that are holding me off from going back to a steady schedule of streaming. But I'm hoping that this week I can turn that around. Okay. All right. So everybody, we're gonna play Shovel Knight. I hope you'll join me for that. I hope you'll join me for the weekend preview later tonight, and I hope you'll join me for UFC after that, even though it will be a shorter stream. It'll be a good test of the PS4 and the PS4 streaming in OBS, I think. Okay. The one thing that I do want to say is, again, please be very patient with the stream today. I am going to be adjusting things on the fly. I'm going to rely on your input. So right now, when we go to play Shovel Knight, if I boot the game and you guys can't hear it, you got to let me know that the game's too low. And what I'll do is I'll lower my mic volume, and then you guys just up your volume on the stream, and you'll be able to hear it, because I cannot up the game volume anymore. This is going to be the ongoing problem. It was always the ongoing problem in XSplit, is that every single console, every single game is a completely different volume level. I don't know why these games can't have a consistent base volume to base it off of. They don't. They all are all over the board. So we're going to have to definitely try to fix that. Also, I hope that the stream looks good to you guys. We'll have to see. It looks like I am dropping a few frames here and there today, but nothing major. So so far I've been talking for about 20-something minutes, and I've dropped about 496 frames of animation. It says that's 0.4%, so that's not even 1%. It's negligible. You probably won't really notice it on the stream today. So we should be good. Okay, everyone? Alright, so I'm going to end the pre-stream. We're going to jump into Shovel Knight. I'm going to ask you guys about the volume. We'll adjust that on the fly, and then we'll get started. Okay, everybody? Alright, sounds good. Fair enough. Alright, let's get started then.